Hello and welcome guys. 24 Hours of Le Mans will be happening next weekend and here we are at Le Mans Circuit de la Sarthe. This is my very first ever online race at this racetrack using the LMDH cars that have been released recently by Reza Studios. This was recorded a while back after the first few major updates to the tracks and cars. Lining up on the grid for the rolling start, and here we go. The start is a bit chaotic, exchanging some positions back and forth as the drivers are getting used to these new cars in AMS2. Here I'm carrying much more speed than everyone else around me, and it feels like I'm getting a really nice entry. And it's a huge disaster. I got crashed by another driver that was on the inside of the last part on that chicane. The other driver did a very unsafe rejoin from outside the track. I should have been on the lookout and trying to avoid these kinds of incidents. Now I got to fight back again for the positions, and this time I won't have the advantage of the starting line, so everyone will be a little bit more on pace. I have to be careful with these track limits, but I'm going to be able to get some overtaking done right now, which is really useful, and I'm getting the slipstream of the car in front of me. Gaining a lot of speed on the Mulsanne straight with the slipstream and approaching very quickly the first chicane. This is going to be a little bit of a dangerous place, trying to outbrake each other. Clipping too much the curb, I'm entering too fast and I end up spinning. This is such a disaster performance for me.
One on the left. He's clear.
Back to 6th place. Here I was still learning to drive this car on track, and because of that I was adapting and adjusting throughout the race as I saw fit. I'm following this car in front of me for the slipstream, but at the same time it's harder to see the chicane. A bit of an aggressive overtake, going crazy on the curb.
Clear right. Okay, clear. You're good.
I ended up gaining 2 positions because there was a guy spun out on the track as well there. This was a very interesting race because it was a 20-minute race and we had a sped-up time cycle, so we went through 24 hours of time in these 20 minutes of race. Depending on which platform you are using for sim racing, this might be an interesting variation or option to have instead of just racing throughout the same time of the day. Here, as you can see, I was still adjusting to the cockpit camera and trying to figure out which position was my favorite to drive the car in cockpit view. I'm starting to get closer to the guy in P3, and another lap 1 mistake, I ended up locking up my front wheels.
Alright Carlos, we've seen lots of front locking.
These cars feel insane on these high-speed S's.
Okay, temperature rising. It's now 29 Celsius.
After the first lap, I'm a little bit behind the leaders. Brown flag moment. But here I was thinking, if I really learn the track, I'll be able to win this race. This time I can do the Dunlop chicane properly with a nice line. Now's the time to show what I've learned from my previous attempt here at the first chicane of the Mulsanne straight. Now I must improve the exit from this corner. Jumping into the place where I had my next mistake. These cars are a little bit feisty for someone that isn't used to them. This was a much cleaner drive on the second time around, and I'm getting closer and closer to the guys in front. Whoa, I just almost lost the rear end there. That was some really crazy oversteer that I was able to catch up. These are some pretty violent sausage curves.
The leader's just done 32.8 seconds. Okay, Carlos, you're reeling. Kish in. The gap is 1.3.
My second lap was 1 second faster than the leader's lap. Now all I gotta do is just keep it cool. I gotta try to be smooth, avoid any silly mistakes, drive safely. Getting really close to the guy in front of me. Now I'll have the slipstream at the start of the Mulsanne straight. This should be an easy overtake. Careful, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash.
Left side.
Left side.
He's still left.
Still there.
Still there.
Hold your line.
Still there.
Still there. Clear left.
Okay, you're clear.
Overtake is done, but then I lock up the front wheels, again messing up this
2
chicane.
lengths back. Still there.
But this time I'm able to keep the position and just keep pushing forward.
You've got 1-2 lengths back.
After a good exit, now only 2 cars remain in front of me. And I'm starting to close in on them quite quickly.
1 length back.
The sun rays in front of us look really amazing with these graphics. As the time is progressing quickly, it's getting late in the afternoon and it soon will be night.
Your relay Brutos. The gap's now 0.5.
I'm getting really close to the guy in P3, but this is a very dangerous section of the track. And this car likes to oversteer at low speed corners. The guy in P4 is just right behind me as well. So I better be careful.
P3. 62 times good. Your rear brakes are getting pretty hot. Your front brakes are getting pretty hot. Okay, Carlos. 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. This is great. Come on, keep nailing those exits. That's half distance. Fuel levels are fine.
One of these guys is getting completely out of shape, completely off the racing line. Me and P2 are ready to pass at this opportunity.
You've got 1 on your left.
Clear left. Alright. Right side's clear.
This really bad driver tried to squish me against the wall, but it backfired on him really badly. And I picked up another track limit warning.
Keep it within the track limits.
Beautiful sunset as we are going for the 3rd lap at the Circuit de la Sarthe here at Le Mans. Half race done already. I'm still in P3 because of these crazy incidents that have plagued my race.
The track temperature's falling. It's now 32 Celsius.
But now I'm starting to get very confident about my pace.
Right side.
Right. Still there. Clear right. Okay,
All
Carlos.
clear.
Just cut the track.
That was a bit too confident going into the Dunlop chicane, but at least I'm keeping the pressure up, and the guy in front of me ends up succumbing to the pressure, doing a really bad mistake, getting some oversteer on the rear end of the car. That guy was pushing to get away from me, but probably ended up pushing a little bit too hard. I was finally able to do a clean line and do some smooth and clean racing on the first chicane of the Mulsanne straight without any mistakes. Here I'll leave some time-lapse accelerated footage of the dusk sun setting and arriving at the nighttime. It's always pretty immersive to go through these parts of the day, especially in an online race. The graphics for lighting and shading at night look really nice. This is very comfortable to race.
Temperature's decreasing. It's now 29 Celsius.
I tried to go for a move here, but it was the wrong spot and the wrong line. Everyone has parts where they are faster and other parts where they are slower, and because of that there were some moments where I felt I was faster than this guy. He was blocking a lot of my visibility, so it was a little bit uncomfortable for me to follow another car so close. Even in those moments where I was faster, I tried to avoid a crash at any cost, because a very high-speed crash could completely destroy our chances of winning the race. Too much pressure can end up leading to mistakes on either of us as well, and we are being followed by the guy that just tried to crash me into the wall. It is getting very dark and we are getting very deep into the night. Just 5 minutes for this race to end, which will translate into at least 2 more laps. Careful on the curbs. Whoa, what was that? That guy was sent flying on the red sausage curb. He really took too much curb outside the track there.
2 lengths behind you.
Carlos, this is great. Come on, keep nailing those exits. You're leading.
I've heard stories about drivers breaking their backs on those red sausage curbs. Man, those things are really dangerous.
Gives that a warning for cutting the track.
They are supposed to be a safety measure to make drivers avoid doing crazy maneuvers and cutting the track in a dive bomb.
Now 16 Celsius.
The night is starting to end and we start to see some light. I'm still under pressure from the guy in P2. My delta is very green, which is nice, but I need to focus really hard if I really want to win this race. Here I'm going to leave just my sped up footage from the nighttime driving. As the sun is starting to rise at dawn, we are arriving at the last lap here at Le Mans. Really nice farewell to the track to race during the morning and see the colors of the sun rising. This has been a really nice learning experience and a pretty crazy and fun race. Here I got distracted and unexpectedly picked up my last track cut warning.
Keep it tidy, please, Carlos.
I got a massive 21-second penalty. I ended up cooking up a plan to win the race, but it's not a plan that I will be proud to show here. I have a few more track limit warnings that I can use before my next 21-second penalty, so I'll be trying to abuse those to make a better gap. This is why usually for track limits, 2 warnings or 3 warnings are the only ideal solutions. Really beautiful sunrise. We are even getting some morning fog. Usually the mornings are the coldest times of the day. Interesting on how some parts of the track are more affected by the fog because they get less sunlight. And the fog is starting to dissipate, but when you get it really close to the ground. I have to say, in this part of the race the graphics are looking pretty amazing. The first feedback has been nice and intuitive to drive, and I've learned the car by driving it around the track. Careful on the last lap, I don't want to do any mistakes. I was thinking that at least I'm still getting second place, but I'm going to try to play my cards right and still try to win even with the 21-second penalty. I'm going to be cheesing really hard, but remember kids, never do this at home or in real races. P2 is 14 seconds behind me and I am approaching the finish line quite fast, and as I cross the finish line I am 22 seconds ahead of the guy in P2.
Nice one, Carlos. Great win. You deserve that today.
I ended up laughing it off, but I was surprised to win the race like this, snatching the win from the guy in P2. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found the race funny or interesting. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments, likes, subscribes on the video, and have a great day.